I'd like you to meet John Fluvog. He's a Canadian shoe designer, and his shoes are noted for their progressive Art Deco-inspired styles. They're designed in Vancouver, Canada, but made all over the world.
So I'm going to give you a little background. I'll tell you a little bit about how I started. So how, I'm telling you, I have no schooling, and well, how did he start? All right. Well, so it goes like this, something like this. I'm a little dyslexic, right? I got terrible grades in school. I barely got through high school. I think I took grade 12 twice and never even passed in the second time. And so I'm kind of a goofy, messing around kid. End up not being able to get into university or anything. I didn't know what to do. As I went to Bible school. And then after that, I kind of wandered around and ended up in the hippie community in Palo Alto, California. And I came back, started working in a shoe store because I'd met this old friend of my father's. He's 15 years older than me. I met him one night at church, believe it or not. I'm sure you can probably believe that. And he said, well, why don't you come work for me? So I did. And then one thing led to another. And I used to give him a ride to work back and forth. He lived in Burnaby and I lived there. And he said to me one day, well, gee, I'm thinking about going out my own. I said, oh, sure. And a little later, he said to me, well, I got a few different ways to get funding and money, and he said to me, I wonder if your father, my dad, would lend him any money. I said, well, we could try. My dad's not a rich man, but he was a frugal saver. Eventually, we'd go to see my dad, and I remember being in my parents' kitchen, and my dad saying to Peter, he said, well, okay, I'll lend you this $13,000 if you make my son a 50% partner. Right, I'm 21 or something. I'm thinking, wow, that doesn't sound so bad. Right? It's okay. I was making terrible wages back then, low retail wages, making like $55 a week or $60 a week, and I knew it wasn't enough. I couldn't, live on that for. And I'm thinking, oh, my salary up to like $75 a week. This is terrific. And that's kind of how it started. But I didn't know a few things back then. I didn't know when we opened up. Peter was 15 years my senior. He was he was quite gifted, and we had an extremely groovy store, actually right in here in Gastown on the corner, just half a block from here. And it was a big deal. And we had people flying in from Hollywood to buy shoes from us. We had knee-high boots for men up to here, and patent leather, bright 10 different colors, and we had crazy things way off the grid from what was being shown anywhere. Peter would go to England and he'd source things over there from factories. Nobody was doing that back then. So we had a very different business model, like something nobody else has done. And what it started out being like in the 70s is actually what is carried on to be throughout my 45 years of business, is basically of having product that no one else has. So that's a brief synopsis of the business. And so right now, today, as Paul said, there's 20 stores in different cities in North America. There is the internet business. And I didn't realize it back then, how important my name would become when the internet started. If I had been selling other people's shoes, I'd be in trouble, right? Because nowadays, what'll happen at retail is that people come into your store and they have the smartphones, and if they see a product they like, they'll go boom, they'll type it in and go, oh, I can get this on Amazon for $10 cheaper, deliver it tomorrow. Oh, different colors too, great, bam. I'm gonna do it right there, right?